What's up, fellow barbarians? I now have an update for the Rupture Bleed Barb for Torment 4. We now are a Flay Rupture Bleed Barb. Before we do Pit 70, our resistances are slightly lacking. So we need to put on Shadow Resistance Elixir and the Desert Escape. Now we're pretty much maxed out. Let's do Pit 70. Okay, so during the dungeon, you want to gather up as many guys as you can. And rupture, 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 rupture. That is the main thing you want to do. You want to rupture as many times as you can. And also with elites, you can definitely hit those guys for Flay. One last one. And boom. Steel Grasp stuns is very important. They're all stunned. You just rupture away. And again, you get an elite. Watch out for their damage as it's awful. For some reason, he isn't pulling with us. But that's okay. Just get a big group. Just rupture, rupture, rupture. But we want to kill that guy, the elite, first if possible. Because he's the one that's really going to kill us. So we want to take extra care in killing him first. There we go. The ground effects are the only thing that really kill us. Everything else, easy. So get him in a big group, move him forward. Try to get the elites first. That's when you want to try to separate them and flay them. So we got this guy here. So we got one elite down. Two elites down. And there. Very important in getting those guys first. But yeah, basically you just want to rupture, rupture, rupture until there's an elite. And then you gotta watch the ground. Oh, let's grab this. This will help us. There he is. So he's right here. Oh, but he's around this guy. So we gotta take out the resistance guy first. Yeah, now that we have the resistance off, we just gotta watch the ground as well. One of the downsides of Flay is that it is single target. But that's when Rend comes in. And I will be making a Rend video as well. I haven't tested out Rend just yet. There we go. I think he's dead. Okay, keep going. Okay, the vampire guy, he's your least concern because he doesn't throw anything out at us. He doesn't have anything that's really going to kill us. He's just going to regain health. So when you see him, don't even worry. Just keep him as like a regular person. Where we don't really need to flay him too much unless he's the last one. He can't really kill us as much as the other guys. If you can single out the damage buff guys, that's also good. Okay, so we have another elite here. Okay, too many ground effects will kill you. So Elite 1 out of the way. This Elite 2 out of the way. And Elite number 3 out of the way. Leave the stragglers behind. Make sure you get a big group. The bigger the group, the better. There we go. Okay. So, of course, we're going to look at their signs on top of their head there. We're going to see which one is the worst. Of course, take the damage buff guys out first if possible. And then focus on the elites. We kind of... It might be difficult to focus on the elites, but try your best. There we go. I gotta say, I do love this build. Alright, bunch of bad guys in here. So we got this guy by himself. Okay, one elite down. Try to get the terror guy out of the way. I'm playing on controller, so you will probably be able to do this better than me. Okay, almost done with him. And one more. There, perfect. Not ready yet. Find another group. Okay, group, tight spaces. You definitely want to get the resistance guy. Okay, now that he's done. Take this guy out first. There we go. There. Now all the rest are easy to deal with. We got a shrine up ahead. Keep moving. More elite. We got a poison elite. So you can't see a lot of the ground. We're going to try to take him out first, but you're going to have to move around. If you stand in one spot, he definitely will kill you. There we go. Poison out of the way. Try to get the fear guy next. Okay, he's gone. And then we just move on. Drag some of these guys with us. There we go. Just keep going. Okay, leave the stragglers behind. Oh, this guy's almost dead. Bring him to the next room. And keep repeating. Don't worry about... Okay, so there's a lightning guy. He'll kill us for sure. So we want to kill him first. Okay, we got him. There's another one though. Okay, good. Dead. That's the secret. You have to get those guys out of the way first. Then this guy, just drag him along. Okay, mortars. Bad combo. And with the mercenary, The shield dude is amazing. He'll save your butt. Okay, try to separate them a little bit. There we go. We got, see if we can get the shock guy first. Nope. Almost. Tight spaces. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And keep moving. He's almost dead. Let's leave him there. There we go. Big group. Okay, we have a Waller. Wallers aren't that bad. It's really the shock dude. There we go. Okay, who is the boss? The Chief. I feel like the Chief is probably the easiest. So literally you just stand here and you're gonna spam Flay. And you want to use Rupture once Rupture is gold. So you see now it's gold, it's a Wanton's Rupture, and now he's dead. And that was Flay Rupture. Now, in World Tier 4, very important that you have Ancestral Legendaries. Absolutely mandatory. I found in World Tier 3, I was still using my Fields of Crimson build, and I didn't even go dual wield, and everything was absolutely fine. Once I hit World Tier 4 with the Fields of Crimson, it did not do enough damage, and I had to switch over to the Magnum Opus and Shard of Varathiel in order to have more damage. In the helmet, we have the Harlequin Crest. If you do not have this, try to find a helmet with a greater affix with maximum life, and put on the Iron Warrior aspect for Iron Skin. And if you don't have the Harlequin Crest, you want Strength, Max Life, and a Resistance. Or you also, instead of Strength, would want Armor. And in here we have the Rage of Harrogath, very important. Make sure you get one that has a lucky hit chance of 60% or close to it as possible. All these stats are great, but if you only have a 20% lucky hit chance, how often are your skills going to cool down? Not often. The most important thing is that 60%. Here we have the Pain Gorgers, important for single target damage, as we do 200% more once they are marked, so that's why I'm hitting Steel Grasp so often with the boss. In here we have the Aspect of Might, and you want max life, any resistance that is needed, and ranks to Flay. And for your temperings, you definitely want Steel Grasp stuns and more resistance. A lot of your temperings will be for resistances. And in the boots, we have the Weapons Master with max life, armor, poison res, movement speed, and steel grasp stuns. As you see, I have 2 rolls for armor. Very important. Where I'm in World Tier 4, if I don't have 2 rolls on armor, you will not hit cap. In the mace, we have the Aspect of the Moon Rising with strength, max life, damage over time, flay duration, and more damage over time. Very important that Moon Rising is on a 2-hander and that you get the double damage over time and flay duration. If possible, I would have liked my Masterworking to hit on flay duration. Next we have the Magnum Opus. This will scale your damage so high. Try to get one with that 50% as close as possible. Then we have the Shard of Varathiel. Try to get one that has close to that 200% as possible. Next we have the Wanton's Rupture. This is also important to be on a 2-hander. And on here you want strength, max life, damage over time, flay duration, and more damage over time. I had a greater affix on damage and I decided to keep it, but ideally you would like this to be damage over time. Next we have the Edge Masters. On this ring you want strength, attack speed, critical strike chance, damage while berserking, and resource generation. If you don't have the Ring of Starless Skies, you want both rings to have these stats, and on your other ring you want to take Inner Calm. And here, the Ring of Starless Skies, this is absolutely amazing for all builds. This is the Mythic Unique I suggest you try to get first. You could either craft it with runes if you have the expansion, or cross your fingers and hope that it drops first. This ring, in my opinion, this is one of the best and most useful mythic uniques for barbarians. And next we have the Amulet of Adaptability. Very important that you have this for your Flay duration. As you see, we cut up the boss in absolutely no time. On here, you want strength, attack speed, and critical strike chance, with damage over time or damage to berserking, with a resistance that I was missing. And I went for strength percentage over cut to the bone, and I'll show you why. Right now, we have 2,500 strength. Take this off, we almost have 2,100 strength. That 20% literally gives us 400 strength and almost 100 armor. Right now that goes from 661 to almost 800. Massive damage increase. As I showed earlier, our resistances are maxed out except for cold and shadow, but it's also important to try to cap your resistances above 70%. The higher they are above 70%, the easier time you're going to have with pit levels. Our bonus attack speed is at 82. Our critical strike chance is at 73. Even though our critical strike damage is low, that's okay. This is for gushing wounds, which we'll talk about shortly. Our expertise is the two-handed axe. For the skill tree, we have max points in Flay into Battle Flay. We have 1 point into Pressure Point to get 3 points into Warpath, and we'll talk about why we take Warpath in just a moment. We take 3 points into Tempered Fury for our Magnum Opus. We take 1 point into Endless Fury because we have the Shard of Rathiel and the Magnum Opus on. If you do not have the Ring of Starless Skies, you may need up to 3 points in this. Also, this is why you need resource generation on your rings. Next, we take 3 points into Belligerence, 3 points into Imposing Presence, 3 points into Martial Vigor. If you have the Harlequin Crest, you will take 3 points into Rallying Cry for Tactical Rallying Cry. And we take Rallying Cry for 3 reasons. 1, Unstoppable. 2, for increased movement speed. And 3, it gives us a little bit of fury. If you do not have the Harlequin Crest, take Iron Skin for Tactical Iron Skin and put on the aspect of the Iron Warrior in your helmet. That way Iron Skill will give you Unstoppable, it'll give you up to a 30% damage reduction, and it will act as a potion. Iron Skin is absolutely amazing, and I use it in most of my builds because of that. It's basically a 3-in-1. But if you do have the Harlequin Crest, switch over to Rallying Cry, or anything else that you would like. We take 3 points into Swiftness, 3 points into Aggressive Resistance, 3 points into War Cry for Power War Cry, and 3 points into Booming Voice. 3 points in Pit Fighter, 3 points in Slaying Strike. Then we take 3 points into Rupture for Warrior's Rupture. And the reason why we take Warpath is for Rupture. As you can see, every time you hit Rupture, it is an overpower. So because of that, we are getting that 12x damage bonus all the time. We take 3 ranks into Cut to the Bone. We take 3 ranks into Steel Grasp, into Fighter Steel Grasp. We take 1 point into Thick Skin, for 3 points into Counteroffensive, and 2 points into Irrepressible. This was the last point I had in the build, and I put it into Defensive Stance. Then for Ultimate, we take Call of the Ancients. For Supreme Call of the Ancients, we take 3 points into Duelist as we are dual wielding, and 3 points into Heavy Hitter to increase Prime Call of the Ancients, which is the main reason why we take Call of the Ancients. And with Supreme, this is the way that we gain Fury. Our key passive is Gushing Wounds, and this is why we like to have a high critical strike chance and a high damage over time amount. Our damage over time is now a multiplier instead of an additional bonus. And on your weapons, make sure that they are on dual wield. Auto select would have it on the two-hander, but you definitely want it on dual wield. And this is why we hit Rupture so much. Our current bonus is 1,000% for Rupture. That's amazing. And Flay, again, make sure it's on dual wield as well. And for the Paragon board, our first board we have Exploit. And Exploit is very important as we make everything vulnerable all the time with this glyph. Our second board is Decimator, where we take Disembowel, and we take Disembowel for the damage over time and for the bonus of our cooldowns to be reduced by 1 second. On this board, make sure you take the life nodes here and the life nodes here. Our third board is to the left of Decimator. In this board, we take Challenger. This glyph is absolutely amazing. It gives a bonus to all normal nodes, which we strengthen as much strength as possible. And also Dexterity will increase your critical strike chance, FYI. And then its additional bonus is we deal more damage to elites. And its legendary bonus is it deals even more damage to elites. I feel this glyph is going to be pretty much mandatory in all Barbarian builds. And this is the Hemorrhage board. Very important with your vulnerable damage that you max this out to 45. And we also path up here for some more vulnerable and damage over time. We path down here for some more poison resistance. And this is what gives us our increased poison resistance. Very important to get these on every board possible. Our fourth board is Blood Rage and is to the left of the Decimator board, where we take Ire. And my Blood Rage node is no longer maxed out, as I do have the Ring of Starless Skies. That's where I had my other damage while berserking roll. Once I increase this glyph here, this will be up to 30%. And also in this board, this is where we have increased fire resistance. So make sure to get these nodes as well. These ones right here. And our fifth and final board is Warbringer off the Blood Rage board for Ambidextrous. This is an amazing glyph as it has an 8% increased damage, and it also, your legendary bonus is just a straight increase to damage. And because we have the Magnum Opus, we want to take as much Fury as possible. At 216 Paragon points, I consider this build complete, but if you have more, you could path up here to get more Max Fury, which will increase your damage with the Magnum Opus, and you could also take some more fire resistance if needed, and some more life. And right now our glyphs are, we have 2 glyphs at level 60, one at 59, one at 58, and one at 55. And that is the Flay Rupture Bleed Barb. This build is a lot of fun. As you can see, it can easily do Pit 70. I am going to push this higher. And once I'm done pushing this as high as it can go, I'm going to try Rend next. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.